All right, guys, Anthony Super Service. We got, looks like a blend door sticking or something sticking under the dash. It's got a fat coolant leak and nasty coolant, so we got to see the health of the oil cooler right now. And we'll do a cold start on it, see what the injectors look like. Let's blah, blah, blah. Let's see. It does have the wrong oil filter under there. It's got a Wix one. Let's just see how, hopefully built oil pressure, all right, everything's good. All right, looks like left front wheel speed, so that's front driver. Oh, so probably has TBC fault going on or something. That's the sensor on the master cylinder that tells how hard you're pushing the brake for the brake controller. And left front speed sensor and transfer case, blah, blah, blah. But cylinder 4 and cylinder 6 glow plug, that's all I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and clear them out. This ain't an 03. Hang on. Okay, cleared ABS. It's the only one that came back, front driver. So let's get a data logger. Hang on. All right, let's just run down this together here real quick because we're running out of time here. Battery volts are a little low, 11.8's a hair on the low side, 39 degrees, 37 degrees coolant is straight up cold start. All right, we'll just go to IPR and FIC them because those are the main things that common. All right, IPR is the bottom for it. We don't want to see 84 on the bottom. We don't want to see anything under 45 at the top. Texture chatter. See if I can hold the screen and start it. Still chattering. There we go. Okay, not too bad. 47.5. All right. Actually, cold start is pretty good. Does not sound bad at all. We might have to warm it up a little bit, and then we'll go on oil cooler drive. But for now, let's. Oh yeah, it starts good. Whoa, hey, what the hell? Hey, hang on a second. 1, 4, and 5. Oh, shit. Okay, that's shutting off the compensation, but 1, 4, and 5. Not real happy. And the fact that they clear up right there means that the computer is over fueling those injectors, trying to bring this line up even, which means those injectors have got significant wear on them and they're having a hard time actually keeping up. Just a little bit. I mean, it's what they call stiction, whatever, because it looks like it's going away very, very fast. 4 is looking pretty good. 5 is shot now. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 1, 4, and 5. Not the best in the world, but we probably still have some life left in them. So, you know, I'm not going to say that they're trash and they need to go. 1 and 5 actually looking worse now. 4 cleared up. So let's let it run a little bit. We got the gist of that. Hang on. Okay, guys, it's warmed up a little bit. No, it doesn't really look like it. Man, he's got blend door or something going on in there. Number 5 is not clearing up. Compensation is shut off. Let's shut it down and let it idle. So let's take a look, see how much temperature we got, because we need to go drive it and see how the oil cooler is. Because if it's got a coolant leak at the oil cooler or a donut gasket or something like that, we want to know the health of the oil cooler because we are going to be close to it. So it sucked to overlook how the health of the oil cooler when we're going in for a donut gasket or whatever the coolant leak is. Who knows? So hang on. Yeah, it's a blend door. It's not going to let you go all the way to hot. You can figure out where it's going to go and it'll stop clicking. Because when you turn this, it turns the blend door. So if we go slow, let's see. Yeah, right there at the very end. Okay, so turn it back just a little bit. So for now, you don't turn it all the way on hot. And it'll stop clicking and it'll blow hot. It's like maybe the blend door is cocked a little bit or something's off and it's not letting it go to full close to route all the air through the heater core. But so in order to stop the clicking, let's just do that. So let's go for a drive. We're charging at 13, 14, so alternator's good. Hang on. Okay, number 5 and number 4 are bad. Under throttle, so we need a couple injectors. See 5 dropping. We'll get on the highway here in a second and give them a better checkup, but the history line shows pretty much a lot of what you need to see. We saw 1, 4, and 5 at the beginning of the cold start, and that's why you shut off the compensation. It gives you an idea of what you're going to see when you're under throttle, actually, with the computer trying to make the injectors. I'm not trying to make this line straight. So Right here, it proved itself from the very first cold start. 1, 4, and 5 were bad, and I'm seeing 1, 4, and 5 under acceleration. So, I mean, bad for the 3 injectors that need to be replaced and the money needs to be spent, but good for the Diag procedure to know that the cold start and cylinder contribution shutoff, compensation shutoff, will actually is fairly accurate for what normally needs to be changed on the truck. So we don't have near about enough temperature. All I'm going to focus on now is injectors for now, because we're not even warm enough. I'm about 140 degrees. It's about where that is, 135 degrees, something like that. So we're going to go for a drive, and I mainly want to focus on these injectors. I'm getting ready to get on the highway. Let's watch it right now. Here, hang on. Let me reset this. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm going to try to not watch it. Got an air leak somewhere. I don't know if it has an aftermarket air filter, but we're leaking air. Could be white pipe, could be turbo not lined up properly. Something is leaking boost, I guarantee you that. 4-shot, 5-shot, which sucks because it's both sides. We are losing a lot of air too. Boost, it needs more boost. There you go, 1, 4, and 5. So we're pretty much dead set there. Be a whole different truck. Number 2 is trying to be a little low, but it appears not be too bad. I mean, it just sucks to think to go into number 5 and not do number 1 also, because we're there. You know, it's like right there. I mean, granted, it's an extra $250 plus $30 for the extra injector. So damn near an extra $300 to do that number 1. But I can feel it missing pretty freaking bad right now. But, I mean, you can actually drive it. I mean, it's running. I mean, we're doing 70. But it's not happy, that's for sure. See number 2? You guys see it? Here, I'll try to let you catch number 2, because number 2 is not looking so happy either. Just pay attention to number 2 over there. Or pay attention to all of them. Hell, I don't know. 1, 2, 4, and 5. I mean, 2 would be the very, very questionable one. Very, very questionable. So, hang on. Okay, let's gamble again, because from what I've seen, if the coolant heats up ridiculously faster than the oil, most of the time that actually shows that it's a good oil cooler. We'll see what it actually heats up to. But we're at 179, 168, 181, so it's coolant on, from what I've seen, coolant will normally heat up a lot faster than oil, and then oil will gradually surpass the coolant in the number and then hold steady pretty close to it. So let's just see if that holds true with here. I'm just now almost to Oak Grove. I haven't went very far, but we're at 172, 186. So we're gonna keep driving it and see how hot we can get the oil. Let's just say its thermostat is absolutely good. Let's hope it actually opens up and cools down, because now we're at 192. It's cold outside. It should not go much above 192. It could hit 194, maybe 196, but then it needs to drop back down to like 188 and then level back up. There it goes, just dropped. Oh, let me get on the road. Just dropped to 190, yep, there you go, 188. Now thermostat just opened, so it's working. Now let's see how hot the coolant goes back up, because wow, look, the thermostat's actually super opening. Cooled off 13 degrees right now. That's pretty freaking odd. Normally it won't open up that much. It will normally cool off that much if the fan engages. It shouldn't cool off all the way from 190 to 1. That kind of makes me wonder how the head gaskets are, because I was on the pedal a little bit, and if you have a head gasket issue and combustion is getting into the coolant, think about how hot that combustion is. Physical temperature, yeah, we might have coolant pressure venting out of the bottle, but the temperature of the exhaust gas that's leaking past the head gasket is hot. So it's hot, and it will actually heat the coolant up. Oh, cab mounts, maybe. I don't know. Hang on. Okay, I think Darian said that this coolant is pretty bad, pretty nasty. Now, it gave me a little false sense of security. Right now, we're at 183, 194. I think this is a good oil cooler. I think something, I don't know, there's some kind of something we should be restricting it. Or it could have head gasket issues. causing the temperatures to fluctuate so much. Right now we're at 11 degrees. We're 11. So, can you see it? I'm rolling about 68, just cruise on, just sitting here on level ground. So we're at 11 degrees is where we're sitting right now. Could be worse. I mean, that would be okay for us to go ahead and run a coolant flush, put some EC1 ELC coolant in it, and fix the leak and let her go. I mean, she could be a little low on coolant, actually. Not sure exactly how bad this leaks, but I guess it comes out pretty bad. So I'm watching the numbers, so if anything happens, I mean, we'll shut it down. But everything seems okay now, but we're about 11 degrees, so hang on. Now, I don't want to say a thermostat. It is a little chilly though. 183 is a little chilly, but it shot right up to 190 and 192 to start, and then it's like thermostat might have got a little stuck, and then it opened up, and now it's a little too cold, but it'll work. I mean, 183 is not too bad. I mean, heck, we get these injectors done and the boost leak fixed. I mean, have a fairly decent truck. It rides good. We need a front driver ABS sensor, so I'm making the list right now. Front driver ABS sensor, fix the coolant leak, which could potentially be intake off. Fix the boost issue, which could potentially be a Y pipe, up pipe. So I guess there's different realms of how far we could go. Do you want to put all our parts on it? It's going to be a pretty substantial investment. We can take it apart and just put a new donut gasket on it if that's it. He said it doesn't look like it's the rubber hose on the delete. So I mean, we could go through there and do all of that. You know, if we just go through and kind of just button it up a little bit and see if we can't fix a leak. I mean, it could be a donut gasket. Maybe it got reused. I don't know. It is a deleted truck, so it's been taken apart before. And I see a lot of times when you can reuse a donut gasket and buy a little time out of it, but it will not. You have to put a new donut gasket on it every time you loosen the intake up. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, it's too freaking risky. I mean, we might be able to just loosen up the intake, maybe lift it up, slide a donut gasket in, and call it done. But I kind of hate working like that, but we can do stuff like that. So 186, 195. So right now it's 9 degrees. So, you know, it's not too bad. Coolant flush, which it's almost snowing outside. But coolant flush, front driver, ABS, coolant leak, 4 injectors potentially, maybe 3, who knows. Yeah. And boost leak and boost, who knows. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video uploaded. Battery is charging good though. It's charging good, so didn't have to jump this truck. It was just fired it right up. Anything else I'm not thinking of right now? I just wanted to get the injectors and the oil cooler health before we go loosen the intake up. Really want to know how these injectors and oil cooler is, because those are parts that you cannot test. Well, you can, but you know, it's a hell of a lot easier on the resources to test those parts, the injectors and the oil cooler, while the truck is running. Much more cost efficient, much more feasible, is what it is. So, all right, that's it. Have a good day, guys.